Imagine living your entire life in a bathtub, isolated from your friends and your family, and not being able to swim freely, being forced to perform in exchange for food. For many sea animals in marine parks, orcas, and dolphins, this is their daily lives and their daily realities. A lot of us grew up visiting places like SeaWorld or marine parks, and we were actually made to believe that we were supporting sea life conservation. But now, understanding the actual impact of captivity helps us become more informed consumers to better protect marine life. I have researched this topic through academic journals, documentaries, and credible wildlife organizations. This will allow me to provide accurate and credible information on how harmful captivity can be for marine animals. Captivity by SeaWorld or marine parks harms sea animals, causing a shortening of their lifespans, severe stress, and forcing unnatural behaviors in them. So it's very important that we understand that we must support ethical alternatives such as marine sanctuaries and wildlife conservation programs. First, I will be explaining the harms that captivity causes sea animals. Second, I will be discussing the causes and barriers that keep this problem in place. And third, I will present a solution and an action step that we can all take to help this cause. According to the Whale and the Dolphin Conservation 2022, marine animals in captivity live much shorter lifespans than they do in the wild. For example, research shows that captive orcas often die in their teen years, while wild orcas can live up to 50 to 90 years. According to Jet and Venture 2015, captivity causes chronic stress shown through behaviors such as floating lifelessly at the surface or teeth grinding and self-harm behaviors that are rarely seen in the wild. According to Marino 2019, animals are forced to perform all sorts of tricks. They are forced to live in small tanks and they are kept in artificial groups that lead to aggression and anxiety. And these unnatural behaviors negatively affect both physical and health behaviors. Now that we understand why captivity is so harmful, we need to look at why this problem continues to happen despite decades of concern. According to Rose and Parson 2019, marine parks rely heavily on the entertainment profits, so this makes them resistant to phasing out of animal shows, as doing so could reduce revenue from tourism. NativeCo 2021 mentions that a lot of people still believe the marine parks help conservation. And even though most captive animals are actually bred in captivity and they're not really a part of a legitimate rescue or release program. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service 2022 mentions that the lack of strict government regulations allows marine parks to legally continue breeding and displaying animals for entertainment, slowing the progress towards ending captivity. Even though these barriers are significant, there are practical solutions that we can support right now. According to the Whale Sanctuary Program of 2023, marine sanctuaries offer a humane alternative where animals can live in large ocean environments while still receiving care, rehabilitation, and lifelong support if they cannot be released into the wild. Supporting legislation that stops breeding programs and phases out of performance-based shows helps lower the number of animals being kept in captivity. And while it encourages also the marine parks to transition towards educational and non-exploitative frameworks. Each one of us can take a simple yet meaningful step, like choosing not to buy tickets to marine parks where animals are being kept in captivity, supporting organizations like the Whale Sanctuary Project, and share credible information about the harms of captivity on maybe social media to help raise awareness. In conclusion, marine parks harms the animals by shortening their lifespans, increasing stress, and forcing unnatural behaviors through captivity, and we must support ethical alternatives that protect marine life. Today, I have explained the harms of marine animal captivity, the barriers that allow this issue to continue to happen, and some steps that we can take to support real and practical solutions. Marine animals deserve to live freely in the wild ocean, not a lifetime spent in tanks. By making informed choices, we can help create a future where their natural behaviors and long lives are supported and protected, not exploited. Thank you.